Hi, welcome to Life with Steph, Beth. Today I have a little bit of a story time for you since I am starting college, and so I assume a lot of you are either going back to school, going to college to start, or going back to college, whatever. I thought it was fitting to share the story of how my guidance counselor basically screwed me out of over $20,000. So exciting, isn't it? So in my state, they have something called Oklahoma's Promise. Basically, if you're in, I think, 8th, 9th to 10th, you can enroll in Oklahoma's Promise. They basically keep track of the type of credits you have, the type of grades you have, and the income of your family. You can't exceed $55,000 in your yearly family income, and they will pay for you to go to college up to your bachelor's degree. They only pay for tuition, they don't pay for books, room, board, etc. And then you have to do the FAFSA, and you can't have over $100,000 yearly income after you qualify, basically. I grew up in a family that for most of my life was considered low income, and I was very excited and pretty sure that I would have my college paid for because I had good grades and we didn't have a lot of money. So we enrolled in the program, and I think all of my years I was in online school, so I was going just fine. At the end of the year, they would send you like this thing to be like, are you on track, blah, blah, blah. And then you talk to your guidance counselor. And so my guidance counselor through my online school sent me a message, and they're like, hey, do you want to basically meet the requirements for OLAP or Oklahoma's Promise, or are you just like doing whatever? And I'm like, hello, I want free money, Oklahoma's Promise. So I finally graduate from school. That was actually really difficult. I lost like all motivation the last like month of senior year. I believe they coined the term senioritis for that situation. It was rough, but I did good on my grades. I think the lowest thing I ever got was a C, and that was, I think, because I took a test that didn't make sense. I don't know, whatever. Normally I was straight A's and a few B's and like one C ever on my overall grade. So I'm like, I got this. You have to have, I think, a C and above in all the classes that you're required to take, and there's also like graduation requirements that are very similar to Oklahoma's Promise's like requirements or whatever. I don't know, whatever. So I get my letter in the mail, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna get informed of how they're going to pay my tuition. I'm gonna go, probably, I was planning on going to Oklahoma State University. They were going to like pay for my tuition, and I was gonna basically go mostly for free. I'm learning now that college textbooks are ridiculously expensive, but so I open up this letter, and I'm really, really expecting to see the word congratulations. But no. We regret to inform you. And then they basically went on about how I did not meet the requirements, and I'm like, you're wrong, you've got to be wrong. And I missed like some half credit from somewhere, and then I contact, like, I'm shaking because I'm upset. Like, that's at least $20,000 worth of tuition gone. Like, she gone. How am I supposed to go to school? Like, we don't have the kind of funding. I had a 31 on my ACT, which was not good enough for the full ride scholarship. And had I done better in my stupid math ACT, I would have probably actually been able to go mostly full ride to OSU without Oklahoma's Promise. But that aside, I call up my school, and I'm like, hello, what the crap is going on here? And then the person I talked to said she was, quote, sick to her stomach that this happened to me. Well, I'm sorry that you're sick to your stomach, but can you fix it? Cause this is a problem. I talked to two different people, a part of my school, both of which were like, lol, we don't know how to help you. We thought that these courses would make it for the standard. I called Oklahoma's Promise. I can't remember who I called first. I called Oklahoma's Promise the minute that they opened, and they basically were like, well, we can't help you. And I was like, well, you suck. I didn't say that. I couldn't express properly because what? So I ended that call. And then I was looking at the requirements again, and for homeschoolers, you have to have a certain ACT score, and basically your school scores don't matter. Well, I exceeded that ACT score by a lot, and so I'm like, well, if you guys screwed me over, maybe you can accept my ACT score instead. So I call back and I'm like, okay, so my counselor people are saying that they thought this thing would work, and they're like, we don't know what that class is. Like, then find out what the class is. I'm sorry, is it my problem that you don't know what my class is? If I read you the class course and they thought it was going to comply with your reasons and your standards and crap, like, is that my problem? I think not. If you don't know what kind of class it is, find out. Anyway, they didn't care. They're just like, we don't know what kind of class that is. We don't know what that means. Like, so I was like, okay, look, I have a 31 ACT score. You have on here that if you're homeschooled, that this, whatever, I think it was like a 24, maybe 24 or 21. I don't know. ACT score required. They said, well, you weren't homeschooled. Yeah, so that's the story. That's what happened. I got screwed out of over $20,000, so that was super fun. My dad wanted me to like write a letter to, I don't know, the governor or something, but I was like, they're not gonna do anything. In fact, I really think Oklahoma's Promise was delighted to tell me that I could just go screw off, basically, because they didn't have to pay me money, you know? And at the end of the day, it worked out, I guess. I didn't go to college for 6 years, and here I am. I'm going to college. I'm going to become an occupational therapy assistant, God willing. I get into that program. But right now, I am starting off with some prerequisites, one of which terrifies me, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try. It's gonna be fine. It would have been a lot nicer if I was going in with everybody else, my peers, and felt prepared. It's just really frustrating. When I was growing up, I was pretty much told, like, you're so smart, you know, you're gonna have your college tuition paid for, you're gonna get scholarships, you're gonna get, who knows, maybe you'll even get full ride, blah, blah, blah. And I've always had good to decent grades. I'm not like a valedictorian or anything, but I was, I believe, third in my class that I was randomly assigned to in some sort of school, because they like connected. So like there's a physical school that connected with the online school, and so I was technically that class, whatever. And there was a lot of brilliant people who were on the online classes too, and so like, I don't know. I just feel like I was sold a lie by my teachers, by my family, and by Oklahoma. Thanks, Oklahoma. I really appreciate it. I don't, actually. So yeah, my guidance counselor also, from my understanding, I could never get a hold of my actual guidance counselor because they had left. They had left before the end of the year, so they were just like, see ya. And so everyone else was trying to figure out what the heck happened. But yeah, one lady was just like, I'm so sick to my stomach for this. I think that maybe they just didn't realize that you were on this path. I'm like, doesn't seem like a valid excuse though, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't my fault. And I think that's what irritates me the most. Like, it wasn't my fault that I got screwed out of tuition being paid. So the whole thing with Oklahoma's Promise is I think you can go up to, it's either 2 to 4 years before you use it. At least when I had it, I don't know if the rules have changed or not. And then it expires basically. So even if I like renewed the fire and they decided that they actually gave a rip, which I'm sure they'd just be like, technically no, bye. It wouldn't matter. I'm still salty about it, but it wouldn't matter. So there you go. I hope that you guys do not experience that kind of horror story. I hope that you guys get scholarships and get covered and everything like that. I hope that some of these scholarships that I've applied for actually come through and care about people like me. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they will, but hopefully they do. You know. Anyway, I hope that everything goes well in your back to school time and your college time and all of the wonderful school stuff. And I hope that you don't get messed over like I did. Wow, I'm such a bright light in in this world. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I just basically upload whatever on this channel. I like story times. I know that they're not on YouTube anymore. I know that I'm not the best storyteller, but I just like to tell you guys stuff, you know? No? Okay. I vlog, I record stupid crap. Yeah, so this is literally a channel where you have life with me. And if you don't care about that, that's totally fine. But if you want to hear more random crap from me, my insecurities, my accomplishments, my random boring life, and the stupid stories that I feel like telling you, then you can go ahead and stick around if you want to and hit that subscribe button. I try to upload to this channel every Tuesday around 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm not going to make any promises. With starting college and having 4 channels, this one kind of isn't high on the priority list, but at the same time, it might actually end up being uploaded to more often just because I don't have to like research or be like very careful about what I put on here because it's just me. Anyway, I hope that you're having a wonderful week and see me maybe in my next video.